Hello guys, Charles here bringing you another video. We got some Pokemon news to go over, and we're going to continue from where we left off. So let's get started. Can I say one thing though? When I tell you that this Kanto reboot is starting to look more and more real. So we have someone on 4chan posted this. Pikachu, the gym leaders of each of Gen 1, being the from Brock to Giovanni being the last, and showing Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. Now this is a fan-made logo, of course. Someone just put this together. I'll show you the logos in just not too long from now, and we're just gonna get right on into this. So this is what we're starting off with right here, and this will probably be in my thumbnail as well. Who knows? It might be, because I really like this. So, let's go ahead and move on. So, we also have the Pokemon being, what's his name? Gorochu, which is supposed to have been Pikachu's evolution at first, and they go through with the person named Ken Shimori, which was the person that created Pikachu, and they're going through the designs and things. Now Pikachu was right on point. I mean, seriously, it was a giant yellow ball of fur. I mean, just a fun thing to look at. I mean, Pikachu from older to new. I mean, it has some changes in design, because obviously it was kind of bulky here, but here it's like, you know, sleeker. You can tell what it looks like, you know, design of it wise, you know, what they were really going for the first time. This is just Pikachu's upgraded version, really. But other than that, I mean, it's honestly just like a, you know, our mascot was supposed to be Clefairy, and let's be honest, it ended up being Pikachu because it was more fun. Pikachu was not. It was kind of like a bi. It wasn't just a boy or girl type Pokemon. It was like a diverse Pokemon. It was just liked by everyone. And if we go over here to this page on 4chan, they just, I'll link this. You can read all this if you like, but they just basically interview him and talk about it and all that stuff. Okay. We have this here from 4chan here. Okay, so basically what's going on here is that the Let's Go Pikachu and EV is not a remake, which I believe that is true. It's a reboot. And this is by an anonymous person. Obviously, they don't want to give their name away. There's going to be a lot of anonymous people on this thing when we talk about today. So we have yeah, which I feel like it's supposed to be right now, but it says right now, which that's wrong. Right now there are some confusions going on. Okay, what people let's go actually is, let me tell you, is not a Pokemon Yellow remake. So he's saying it's not a remake. It's not a remake. It's a reboot. Again, like you said, it's not Gen 7. So game. So obviously we're going with this thing. Okay, and you see there's a design that someone made of Gorochu right there. The evolution is supposed to be Pikachu with the horns and stuff, which is not a bad design. I mean, this looks like a Raichu knockoff right there, but you know, hey, I mean, it wasn't that bad. You know, it's not that bad. So we're gonna talk about him later on as well. This takes us place in a completely new Kanto. It's fully 3D third-person JRPG, and it's not a 3DS in HD based on the layout. Of the 1996 Game Boy JRPG. So it's not just no yellow remake where they just go through the same journey and then you just have upscale graphics. No. This is a reboot. And they're trying to make this different. There are new Pokemon. Most of them are evolutions of the already known Pokemon, mainly from Kanto, and also new regional forms for non-Kanto Pokemon. So this is where it comes in at. Of course, we're going to have a Pokemon, since this is a Kanto 100 years later, we're going to have the Pokemon from each generation, obviously, in this game. Probably not all Pokemon in the game, but it's gonna be from each generation. But we're gonna have a variety of Pokemon we can choose from Gen 1 to Gen 7. Period. Point blank. We might even have some freaking I don't know Turtonators just walking around. You know the way they've been talking. We have like I said, evolutions of the Pokemon, which means Garochu here could be a possible evolution for Pikachu, because obviously with the mascot of the games being Pikachu and Eevee, like they said, let's go Pikachu, let's go Eevee. Obviously, if it's going to be about those two, they're going to want to do something with them. So if they're going to do something with Pikachu, they might give him that evolution that he missed out on. Rather, it might be via somewhere a different way versus. I know Pichu is due friendship. Pikachu, he just evolves, obviously, when he evolves from friendship. Pikachu can evolve into Raichu using a Thunderstone. So what they could do with this Pokemon, they could give him a Dust Stone and turn him into like an electric dark type, because that's what this kind of remind me of Garochu right here. Garochu right here. It looks like kind of like an electric dark type, so they could go like a Dust Stone or something like that to evolve it into that. So instead of going to Raichu or Alolan Raichu, which I feel like Alolan Raichu would still be via in this game, but they have to have some type of method to evolve it into Alolan Raichu. So I don't want to leave Alolan Raichu out, because I did use Alolan Raichu in Alola, and when I tell you, knowing that it's made out of pancakes, I named it IHOP. I had to. Period, point blank. I had to. So having this extra like Pikachu evolution could give another expansion towards Pikachu as a whole as being our mascot. So I would love to have an electric dark type, because that'd be different. And plus, it would counter the Alolan Raichu that we do have, which is electric psychic type, which is quite awesome, you know. So because basically he took Alolan Raichu took that surfing Pikachu route, which I thought he was gonna be a water type, but no, he ended up being a psychic type, which is that's fine. You know, Game Freak don't like to do the obvious; they like to have a spin on things. So having that electric dark type could be that counter, obviously. So what was I gonna say? So because this would be perfect, really, to counter Alolan Raichu. Perfect. But we have also, instead of new stars, GF, we had the idea to use Pikachu and Eevee, both get new evolutions. Garochu is back. That's what he's saying. And Eevee is finally getting a normal evolutionary line. So basically, like I said, Garochu coming in, making that new, probably electric dark type thing going on, and then Eevee gets a new normal evolution, which people have been wanting for a long time. Instead of having all these different types for Eevee, they get a normal Eevee and call it a day. So that's probably why Eevee, you never see her really be a flying type in this movie. But who knows? We don't know still yet. We still could get a evolution of Eevee, but it could be just a normal type one. So and then it could just give some wind moves, you know, because via event, because you know it's a wind festival. Just give it like something like Tailwind. Who knows? You know, I don't know. I'm just trying to get, have something, you know, via the wind festival for the movie. Catching Pokemon is still older. Is still like the older games. A new element inspired by Pokemon Go is that you can throw a Pokeball via touchscreen in handheld mode or motion dock mode. So you can flick the little remote, and when you take it off, dock mode, and then in handheld mode, you just kind of flick the little Joy-Con. I don't know what it's called. But you can just flick the controller, basically, a little knob, and then it'll throw the Pokeball that way, which would be cool. Definitely. Let's move on, because already 9 minutes into this video already. Just found this image on Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee trailer for E3. Now I'm gonna debunk this already, because even Ruffle Rowlet said on this one that this could be via wrong, because the most people on 4chan, they post things like this, and mostly right here, Metro Prime, and we know Metro Prime 4 is not called Metro Prime Renegade, it's called Metro Prime 4. That's already debunking it somewhat already. Then you also have down here Yoshi's Flippin' Island, which again we still have no idea what Yoshi's title of the game will be. We just know it as Yoshi on the Switch, but we don't know. We have gameplay of it, obviously, which looks pretty cool for so far what it looks like, but we have yet to see what their title of the name of the game is going to be. So they just call it Yoshi for now. Yoshi on the Switch for now. That's his code name for now. And then when they get the actual official name, we'll know it's gonna be Yoshi, whatever it is. So they're just making up these names right here. And obviously, and then Fortnite, we all know it's not gonna be on the Switch because they already said they're not gonna do that. So let's debunk that already. But it's just nice to show it what the list could be somewhat if we were to have something like that, but it's not right. So. Grain of salt, everything with a grain of salt, but obviously some of this stuff is too real to be not fake. Let's put it that way. Then we have this from Pokey X Perito. Obviously, he always posting something. We have a rundown of what he posted on his channel. On his Twitter. I'm sorry. And he said Pickle Bar tweets that we've been hinting at Yellow remake since mid-March, featuring Pikachu and Eevee. At the end of March, a screenshot was posted somewhere. It's claimed from Pokemon Switch featuring a riding a Lapras on Eevee on head, and we still haven't yet to debunk this yet. That image still. On April Fool's Day, somebody posted a list of leaks on 4chan saying "Let's go," including some of the short of loose remake or sequel to Yellow got ignored because of the date. Last week's staff reset error during the hints of something happening soon. So I'm gonna go back to this 4chan with it right here with the April Fool's Day. Obviously, if it's posted on April Fool's Day, people are just gonna ignore it and keep it moving. But let's keep it moving. May 10th, Masuda posted an image on Twitter of Eevee and Pikachu wearing an L hat, referencing "Let's go," which Luigi does say. So, then you had yesterday some 4chan leaks of the leaked logo and proper two versions of the title of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. And today, Emily posted a Q&A that hinted at the listing things appearing prior to the 4chan leak. So, that's just a basic rundown. I wanted to show you guys that, obviously. We move along. Ruffle Rowlet put this on his page right here. Sent this to... and it got sent to Let's Go El Peto, which I'm pretty sure that his page came into being after the game's titles were, released to the public. These are Lapras and Pikachu on the shirt, and no one ever made the connection of Go and Switch being a thing together. But obviously, it's going to become a thing, and possibly we could see clothing options from Go coming to the Pokemon Switch game. Moving along from there, we also have the Nintendo Hong Kong registered Eevee's name as a trademark, originally from Mega Flygon. So here, as you can see, Nintendo Kabushiki Kasha Nintendo Co. Ltd. This is just trademarking Eevee's name. So you would trademark Eevee even though you already know about it, especially for no reason. And then Hong Kong's, office released this. So, what does it all mean? What does it all mean? It's all going back to that Kanto type reboot we're trying to get right now. Now, obviously, you have here Pixelpar saying that the anniversary of Yellow up there, and then on top of that, you had this tweet from them on the from Project Eevee's page showing the music and stuff for the Pokemon that they read this, the number has increased in friends, and we're going to talk about this later because we also have the actual video of that somewhere in here. But I think it's like later on when I'll see it again. But like I said, all this is becoming a giant big circle. Let's put it that way. And the more we talk about it, the more it seems like Kanto is being referenced a lot and a lot and a lot more. And I know people don't want a Kanto reboot. I know they don't. I know that people don't want to go back to Kanto. But hear me out. This is going to be a new era. And we're going to be starting. Excuse me. and we could be starting. And you know, Snake is down here like, oh, look at that. Gym Roy starters. Includes Eevee. Woo. You know, it's just a whole bunch of noise. Then we have the translation from the registering domains. Now I said this wrong yesterday, but it's actually they were registering the actual websites. Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu.com, and they're registering those names as domains, and so they can use them later on. Usually they register these domains up under this company organization for and you know they did this for Sun and Moon as well, and Ultra Sun and Moon, and they posted these websites specifically to show off like what they had in the trailers and stuff, and breaking it down and showing you more information on those websites. And they still have those Pokemon Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon websites up, and you can go back to it, and it's basically just a breakdown of what you saw in the trailer. But they don't want to give you too much information because I don't want to give the whole game away to you, obviously. But when they do the trailers and stuff, they already have these websites already registered already, so they won't have to worry about it later on. And therefore, as you can see here, a confidential provider that uses Nintendo registered domains. So yeah, they use this is professional services from the CSE. So yeah, we could definitely see if a trailer comes in, it'll be on the websites that they got the domains for, that they bought for. So you know, you could create a website like that, you know, and put something on it. But you know, if I'm right, there's supposed to be like this link to it, but I don't know if it's on this one. But I believe there's a link to it as well later on in the video. I'm gonna show you, and it's supposed to go to a blank page, because if anything pops up, that means you're on a fake, non-official domain, because they haven't put anything there yet on the page, because they have nothing to post there yet, because no trailer has dropped for the game yet. So obviously they're not going to have anything on the actual website, which makes sense. Then you have this that was sent to Rough Rowlett. Yo, Rough Rowlett, I was looking for leaks, and I heard Mr. Rogers tweet this picture out, and I immediately recognized, take a nice look from the official day of Pokemon. And obviously, right here, it shows that Junichi Masuda on February 27th, on Pokemon Day, he was holding Eevee and Pikachu. That's no coincidence. Obviously, we've been seeing Pikachu and Eevee every single where. Everybody. And then we have this, remember that video that pretty much showcased Pikachu? Check out the profile banner, bottom left corner, look who's there. And it's Pikachu and Eevee. This is the nostalgia account that I was talking about a long time ago, Poketimes. And in this account, they put just different stuff like the anniversary of the Pokemon Center, all that stuff. And they also, in the anniversary of the Pokemon Center, inside the Pokemon Center, they had this little video showing up on a screen on the wall, and it actually showed Pikachu going through every generation of Pokemon up until like Gen 7. And the one, but they put Pokemon Yellow first before Red and Blue, which was very odd, very, very, very odd. And then we have this showing Pikachu and Eevee in the corner, actually as a little cameo. Right here, we had this little video here showcasing this, and then as I was looking at it, I said, this is Eevee right here, and then if Pikachu was behind it, I knew that the hype train was going to be real. So actually, guess who's behind Eevee? Pikachu, just casually walking around. And then it says, today Pokemon Corporation is very peaceful. They're very peaceful about Pikachu and Eevee just walking around the corporation, just chilling out, having fun. Why? Because these games are about Pikachu and Eevee, guys. They're about them, and having those new evolutions to them would make sense, because we can't have a box art. Any person, like, even if I don't care if it's a box art of legendary, they have to have something. It has to be either a new Pokemon being box art on the legendaries wise, or there has to be some new form of the legendary, or it has to be some new form of the Pokemon that's going to be shown off in these games. Otherwise, they can't have as a box art. They have to have something new with them. So obviously, Eevee probably either going to get this new evolution, like we said, with this normal evolution. Pikachu's going to get that Garucho, Garuchu, I'm saying, as a evolution from the past, since he didn't get to use it before. Possibly, I'm saying. This, of course, take this all with a grain of salt, but at the same time, this again seems too real to be fake. This is the post that we were talking about, where Junichi Masuda posted it with the Luigi hat Pikachu and the obviously Eevee at the bottom, and like he has the Pokemon in his hand, like Pokemon Go, like you can spin the thing to throw them at the Pokemon. And this is the Luigi hat. Let's go, Pikachu and Eevee, obviously right there. And this is his page. If you think I'm lying, his page is right here. You can see it right here. He posted this himself, right here. So I mean, I'll link all of this obviously in the description, like I always do. So then we have from Pixar, just Pikachu and Eevee chilling out on the corporation website at the bottom. So this is also real, and I'm going to show you that in just a few seconds here, because obviously people don't believe me. This is the actual page right here. These are showing events and all corporation stuff, all that business stuff, and then at the bottom, of course, Pikachu and Eevee right there. So I'm not lying to you guys. It's telling you how many units are sold in video games, the trading card game, the anime show, the licensed product, the Pokemon Center, the movies, and of course the Pokemon Marketplace, showing those different figures of how, and then just Pikachu and Eevee just right there at the bottom, just showing all the figures of how much money they've gotten over time, literally. We had this sent to Ruffle Rowlet, though, by an anonymous user. Now, this person wanted to stay hidden, obviously, because they didn't want to lose their job, obviously, over this. So he said, "Good morning, Ruffle." Okay? Firstly, and I understand if you ignore what I'm about to tell you, due to this account being with no information but myself on it, but I wish to keep myself and my source anonymous. So, he actually got this from somebody else, actually, the way he's saying it. Either way, my source has informed me that the Pokemon Direct is almost ready, and the announcement for it should be come by the end of this week, with the Direct itself happening next Thursday. And if we get this next Thursday, when I tell you, or is it this Thursday? Because I'm a little bit behind, so it might be this Thursday. No, because this Thursday already passed. So next Thursday would be what? I don't even know. Like, let me see. I don't know if it will show it. So next Thursday is the 24th. So, and this is what Ruffle Rowlet was saying. Like, if we get it on the 24th, that would be massive, because that would be a good amount of time before, and then by the holiday season, that's when they could like release it. So they could do this like right mid-May, right, and then have the and they said it should be around 10 minutes long. So that gives them enough time to show us the logos of the games, show us a little small snippet trailer, tell us some information, more information about the game, show off some new Pokemon, a couple of new Pokemon, evolutions, like they said, some new forms of Pokemon, like they had, like they were saying about, like the Alola form, some for, because we still had an Ultra Shiny trademark. Now, let's not forget that. We still got that. So we still don't know nothing about that Ultra Shiny trademark. So that could be something still. So anything about that Ultra Shiny between that and then the rest of the Pokemon, some new Pokemon, some old Pokemon getting some new stuff, and then they could also show off the logos and tell us what we could expect in the next trailer or whatever. So, and I mean, they're gonna have some interviews, people talking to Junichi Masuda, and probably some other people saying like, "Oh, this is probably gonna be some type of good game," and they'll probably tell you about how this is some new form of Kanto and all this good juicy stuff that we haven't got yet. I'll also be deactivating once you read this. However, I'll be finding some more info. I'm sure you'll find some more info. Is already come out after among the leaks and rumors. Good luck, and I'll keep the hype train rolling. So, again, a lot of people always saying to Ruffle Rowlet, "Hey, I'm gonna delete this account because I don't want to get caught and all that stuff." So then we have this post here from Ben. He marked out his last name because he didn't want him to get in trouble. He said, "Hey Ruffled, it's only a small detail, but I finally got around to watching Pokemon I Choose You." And the very last thing Ashley says before the credits is "Let's go Pikachu." So I saw these in the new games were hinted at as far back as the film came out. And he said, of course, Ruffle said, "Dude, thank you so much for letting me know about that. been. Definitely seems like I've been, well, whatever he said. But he's just be saying thank you for giving this information. So, right here, as you can see, Ben saying that the I Choose You movie actually had Ash saying, "Let's go Pikachu" at the end. And if this went back to the way to the film, then we know this game is the true Switch game we want. This is basically what we need right here. This is evidence. This is all this evidence. Then you have Jasmine Jam tweet out to Ruffle Rowland saying, "Did you realize that the only two non-evolved Pokemon who got Z moves were Eevee and Pikachu?" Literally, Eevee and Pikachu were the only ones that got there were non-evolution evolved Pokemon that got Z crystals. I mean, Alolan Raichu did get one, obviously, but Pikachu got two of them. Matter of fact. He ended up getting two of them because of the Cat Pikachu, and then and that got shown off obviously a little bit somewhat in the I Choose You movie, and Eevee ended up getting Extreme Evo Boost, which we didn't know why Eevee got Extreme Evo Boost. I mean, obviously out of all Pokemon, why did they give Eevee a Z Crystal? Snorlax have gotten stuff before, so I could understand Snorlax. Being a Gen 1 Pokemon, and obviously a lot of Gen 1 references were in Sun and Moon, obviously, period, point blank. Between the Alolan forms being Kanto exclusive, really. Almost. And what I don't understand is why would they give only Pikachu and Eevee the Z crystals, specifically? I understand, like I said, Snorlax, but like, I know it was like a Gen 1 thing going on in Sun and Moon, obviously, but like, you know, you gotta think about it. Pikachu and Eevee being the only non-evolution Pokemon that got it, though. Come on, guys. Snorlax is at least evolved. Munchlax is the pre-evolution to Snorlax, which got introduced in Gen 4. So, you know, it's just odd. That's all I'm saying. Then you have, he said, "Good morning, special delivery Pokemon, let's go." KAG posted this on his Twitter page, and this is supposed to be the registered the CSC registered websites for Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu.com, and they have the actual domain name, the registered domain ID, all that information is right there, all that. So it seemed like the websites are going to be real, and they're going to be posting those things on. And Pokemon.com is already registered, because you're going to be able to go to Pokemon.com and it's going to take you to these websites, vice versa. And Nintendo.com, I mean, obviously they're going to have a section about Pokemon, obviously, on their website, because it's on their console, the Nintendo Switch, which makes a lot of sense. So, you know, it's just all good. It just seems like we're all finding. And then, obviously, this is Alexin on DVR, and he posted some of these pictures as well, showing off some, like, the old Pokemon that they were talking about going to be basically introduced back into the game. This is supposed to be based off that shark image we got, which I'll show you in a minute. It's supposed to be some cactus Pokemon, whatever. The deer, which, you know, they actually improved these models right here. Showing a deer, and then this little weird creature that we had on the actual post as well. So all these, we also had this one, some older ones that they're showing off basically as new. And if we get these like older Pokemon as new Pokemon, this could be like a new Gen 1 era basically for them. Showing off that there is some new Pokemon in Gen 1. These are beta Pokemon right here. Beta Pokemon. These are the logos that I was talking about. The Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu fan-made logos, as you can see, are here on this page right here. So he made those, along with the also cool art of the beta Pokemon that didn't get in the game, that didn't make the cut. So, like I said, here's it up close. You know, this is the original logo, but they kind of remade it to make it look more presentable, because it was kind of like a leaked image. So they kind of redid it. They made it in English, and they made it in Spanish. So, see, here's the cover. Let's Go Pikachu, which this will be a nice touch to have on the Switch, and this being a thing. But obviously, this is probably not what the logo might be somewhat similar to this, as in English wise. But this obviously is not the real logo. But when they get the new real logo for the English version, it'll be up at the top, the Nintendo Switch symbol, obviously, and then you'll have your Peggy 7 and Pokemon Company, and then you'll have some form of probably image of Pikachu down here on the vice versa cover, which the Eevee is on, which is down here, which Eevee is on, and they have Extreme Evo Boost or around Eevee right there, which is quite cool of a throwback if they were to do something like that for the logos. I'm saying of the games. He said Gap Nifar, he sent this on his page a long time ago, so this was old. I already seen this already, and kind of showing off these things from posted on his page, showing the real leak's supposed to be Pokemon Yellow remakes, which is, I think he got confused with Reboot. He's two versions, Pikachu and Eevee, obviously. Blue and Red playing a big role, following Pokemon, HM's replaced with Pokemon, online hub for players, a Pokemon Go inauguration, which we said Pokemon Go linking with that Switch. This is just, I'm going overview in case you didn't see it the last time. Rollers co-in game for both games. Like I said, merchandise versus shirts, shoes, all that stuff. Probably items as well. Along with that, new accessories, again with the clothing and stuff. And then you have an announcement supposed to be soon this year. So that's based off Emily, which is an insider, obviously. This is Rafael Morales' channel. I'm going to link that as well for his video. Yeah, also the Let's Go Pikachu, EV.com. Both titles have been registered via CSC, the domain points of the name deserver, and as previous to. So obviously this Poke X Perito, which he showed that off, linking that. And obviously, Pixelpart knows. He's saying that they're already basically done already. And basically, once that trailer drop, we're going to have some stuff on those actual websites. And we'll be able to search the website and actually find out more information about the actual games, upcoming games. About this new Kanto. Here it is right here, again. Showing that right there. Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, right there. So... And then, if you, like I said, this is the website right here. He actually redid it again. Because, yeah, he actually re-uploaded it again. And if we go to the page, nothing there. Let's go Pikachu, let's go Eevee.com. Nothing there, which is correct. Because that is the actual website, and there's nothing there. There's nothing there. So the actual website, as you can see, works. But there is nothing there to show you because there's nothing posted there because there's no information out yet. Then we had here yesterday Education Affairs, Chati Takajuru, the man who created Pokemon, released in Japan a preview of pages, and on these pages it just basically goes through his life and how he came into being making the Pokemon Company as a whole. Showing how how his dream of catching bugs, in his hands when he was outside, just being himself as a kid and catching bugs, and then making that into actual game as a Pokemon via Pokemon. This is him thinking about catching Pokemon and all that stuff, as being he had Ash and Pinsir as being a net there. But they actually put Pokemon in the images here because, obviously when he was first thinking about this, he didn't know about Beautyfly, which was way, way later in Gen 3. And then Pinsir, which is just one of those bug-catching things. So apparently, obviously, I can already tell that being a bug person, being like catching bugs and stuff like that, him being like that way as a person, I'm pretty sure that he likes bug types. If he doesn't, then there's something wrong there. How do you want to catch bugs with like bug types? Obviously, probably he likes bug types. And then he thought about this new game, which ended up being Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, and Green. Which, again, you see Pokemon Yellow down there being referenced down there. Then you have Charmander. If I wish I could show this image, but there's uh, red and Charmander, and then you have red and a Bulbasaur down there showing off red and green, and then yellow. But there's like no blue on here. But you get the point of what I'm trying to make. So obviously, going through those pages, and then there's some important pages that James Turner sent as well on his Twitter page, and obviously he drew the. He actually is a person that drew the. Here's another panel. You know, it's hard to tell. And seeing these as a whole, as being one of the images that you can see of the older Pokemon, and it's showing that how his work has acclaimed. So this image here is showing that he drew UV adhesive. So he's worked on Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon and Pokemon Sun and Moon stuff before. And again, there's young Pikachu up there. This is in the anime, but I need to catch up with the anime as well, on Sun and Moon as well. But I think the Sun and Moon era also is coming to an end as well, because they're already in the Ultra Beast, Ultra side of it anyway. So here, as you can see, here's the big image of this. There are some Pokemon here that are obviously what didn't make the cut in the game, and most of them that are circled were in the game. I don't know why Spearow has scratches to his face like that, but basically they're saying that these made the cut and the rest of them didn't. So, but I don't understand, because Venomon here is not circled, but yet it made the cut. So this is supposed to be Farfetch'd on the side, and then you see this moose right here, this proclaimed moose that we've never seen before in any Pokemon game, even though obviously, you know, like I said, we had like upgraded versions of it. Obviously, people making fan art of it. Obviously, trying to make it look somewhat decent of a new Pokemon. The cactus Pokemon, the shark Pokemon that I was telling y'all about. Let's go back. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Right here. The shark Pokemon right here, which is based off that image I showed you. The moose right here. The dragon looking thing, which is the green looking thing right here. This little green monster down here. This little green monster having a cactus Pokemon, and then the shark. So we have all of those being a possible candidates: cactus, shark, and then the dragon looking thing. So we have all those being potential candidates to come back into the game because they didn't get used the first time. And going back to Gen 1 and having those new new Pokemon and having new evolutions of them, like the Pikachu evolution, Garuchu, being a electric dart type possibly. Then we have these pages here, like I said, showing off those the manga. That this is a real manga. This is a real manga showing his life as a person that liked to catch bugs and stuff like that. These are actual real bugs that he's showing off in the thing, and then he comes up with this new thing called Capsule Monsters, which ended up being called Pokemon, and that's the real him right there. So he also has his real picture inside the book as well. So these are some of the Pokemon probably he first, talked about. Then we have the this is basically his life story as being a bug catcher himself. So obviously he likes doing bugs and stuff. And this shows just this little bit side of our creator of Pokemon. Basically, person that helped create this giant franchise we call Pokemon now. And now we also have this here as well. The 4 unused designs of Gen 1 that were shown off. We also gonna have more. Obviously, there were more than this. Obviously, so we have here a new manga has been released. Japan Shikashi Tajiri's life and how he led up to creating original Pokemon games. Tajiri is a co-founder of Game Freak along with Ken Shimori, and was chosen to feature the new manga series, which covers notable figures in Japan within the manga. 4 previously unseen designs for Pokemon have been these ultimate did not make the cut when unused. Here's the same image again. There's Blastoise. You can see Ghastly there. There's Voltorb, Spearow, Rhyhorn, Lickitung, Farfetch, Venomoth, and Diglett, and Tangela. All these are made to cut. The rest of them, nope, didn't make the cut. I don't know. I don't know who that is. That might be Grimer there, and then this is supposed to be. People are saying that this is supposed to be the sprite of Tyranitar, which they use later on as well. So obviously you can see that they did use some of these old designs in newer games, and they used some of them they still yet to use. So it was just pretty cool because now they have some to use and make new. So number 56, which is the deer that we showed off up there at the top. We have the Kakaroo or Croaky, which is a number 62 via number 62. We have possibly Kamashi or Cactus. This little thing in the corner here is 67, and then we have 68, which is this little rear. As the shark, which is called Jagu. I think his full name will be later on shown because I'll be showing that later on in a minute. Definitely fun to see new insight into these new popular franchises out of the 4 and which had made it into Gen 1. Let us know which one you want. So, like I said, they're basically trying to see if they can reuse these again. That could definitely happen in these new games. Oh boy. Okay, let's go. Okay. Let's translate this for you guys. Let's see. Okay, so Eevee, I found talking about. I was excited about the new product released at the end of this month, and as you can see, if you listen to this, so basically that was Gen 1's intro of Pokemon Red, Blue, Green, and Yellow, or if you want to be Fire Red, Leaf Green, the actual intro song to those games, because this is supposed to be Kanto reboot. Guys, let's get hyped for this. Come on now. We also have this as well, which I showed you earlier, which I said we were going to come back around to. These figures being having music as Gen 1 music as well. And like they said in this translation of this video, the number of friends has increased. As you can see, we had originally in Pokemon Yellow, Eevee and Pikachu. Pikachu was the only one that you could actually get via in the game firsthand, and now we can get Eevee as an option, and then now we have the Gen 1 starters as well along with that, because Gen 1 also had Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander as their first beginning starters. So, the original ones anyway. And then these were the via other options, really. Outsiders, really. Pikachu and Eevee. But Pikachu is really one of the Pokemon you can encounter first in Viridian Forest, and then Eevee being later on in the game where you can get, in case you didn't get these, you can have an electric type for the water Gym, the grass type, or you can pick one of these, obviously, and then you can have your Eevee as being one of the via ones that you didn't get, which could be, say if you got fire type, you can change this to Leafeon. Now you can anyway, because Leafeon is now a thing from Gen 4. So now you can have any type you want on your team if you don't, and you can have 3 starters basically. And they just have music to it. Gen 1 music. You know, it just throwbacks, guys. And then we have these new line stamps, which look retro. And they actually, most of the time, stamps that we had, line stamps, I'm sorry, they were mostly high graphics, high quality, trying to make them look more realistic to the actual Pokemon. These are too retro, saying like these are showing off the Gen 1 type feel to it. Having all the Pikachu variants, obviously because of our mascot being Pikachu, Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle being the Gen 1 starters, Jigglypuff being just Gen 1 Pokemon in general. And then we have Eevee being here, obviously. And then we have like some Gen 1 Pokemon that are known like Meowth, obviously going to be in there because of Team Rocket and stuff. Togepi in there because it was showing off way before Generation 2. And then we have Rotom and all of them down here because Emoga being one of the variants of Pikachu clones, obviously from different generations. We have Chatot being from one of the first, being we have Munchlax representing the Snorlax being Gen 1. We have, and then we just have some random Gen 5 and stuff Pokemon that we had from probably like from the, showing off from different places as well. Piplup being in that Gen 1 I Choose You movie. This is a different reasons why they're here. Rotom being to be able to do anything he wants, really. Showing that off. Plus Alola Journey, obviously for Ash, right there. Ash has seen Zoroark and all that stuff, and Victini and all that stuff in a different movie, so I can see why they're there. So, and then we have the Master Ball, the Ultra Ball, all those balls from the Pokemon games. The American leaker we had from before, his Twitter page is gone now. Only thing I can see here is that he talked to him and say that I can't believe these leaks and all that stuff. And Ruff Rowley talked to him about this. And we actually ended up getting something from him. Hold on, let me pull the image up. So this is where Ruff Rowley actually showed off in his video. And before his actual whole page got taken down, obviously, the American League, he said, understandable, we need to be very careful about this information, which is why I think Lapras and Eevee screenshot was made the way it was. And hello, I have Pokemon Switch leak, pasttibbin.com, and unfortunately I have to stay anonymous and will be self-judged this account. So this pin right here, pass pin, I didn't have to actually look for because Ruff Rowlett linked it to